And we're staring at the lenses, right?
Like, dead on. No. He knows the second we start recording and he decides it's time to dance around the room every single time. He felt me hit record in his tiny kitty soul. You got an eyelash. You still got an eyelash. I stole your wish.
You done? What was this 2015 video that you still happen to remember? Because I don't.
When we closed the store.
That
was the last time we did a video like this. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Taylor, co-owner of Vegan Proteins Online Coaching, and this is the other owner.
What's up?
Of Vegan Proteins Online Coaching. This is 𝐬𝐮𝐫𝐸. Some of you guys know him, but we got a lot of new subscribers here that have no clue who you are. How does that make you feel?
Validated for my efforts behind the scenes. I exist too. It's actually the Vegan Proteins team.
Yeah, they know who Sawyer is, they know who Ben is, they know who Alice is, but they've never seen your face.
That's all right. I only had to beg for it last. I'm like, please, can I be on your YouTube channel? Is that possible? And you're like, oh, I'll think about it. Maybe this particular conversation would be worth it.
Well, we were just chit-chatting here on the couch last night. It was a lot less bright. We didn't have big lights in our faces, but we were having I thought it was an interesting conversation and just talking about how, you know, some of you guys have been following us since we opened in 2008, since we were a supplement store, and so much has changed since then. A lot of it you guys have seen, like it's very obvious. But some of it you haven't seen. What are we going to talk about, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐿? Excellent. This is awesome. I love this.
We're going to talk about how we got started with all this, what our relationship was built on. It was built on you and I as athletes who wanted to be athletic and fit and healthy together. And we wanted to spread the word that, like, hey, you can do this as a vegan. Yeah. And we're living proof of that. That was literally...
I don't know if I was interested in being living proof of that, but no, you definitely were. I was a very different person. We met on veganbodybuilding.com, which was just a forum, like Facebook barely existed at the time. And we met in person heading out to the Vegan Vacation 2008 meetup, which was other people from the forum. So that's where we met each other. So basically we met as a group of vegans who were interested in fitness and bodybuilding. And we hit it off pretty quickly. And we literally, I lived in Massachusetts, he lived in Brooklyn.
We were busting it back and forth, taking 5-hour trips just to be with each other like every weekend, basically. We were love struck.
We moved to Portland, Oregon 8 weeks later.
I told her, I was like, listen, I'm getting out of this town. I'm done with New York City, you in and you out. And she just looked at me, she's like, does that mean our relationship ends if I don't leave? I was like, well, it could be. And she's like, I'm coming. And then we just literally, no plan, no instructions, no nothing. We just dropped everything we knew and everything we had.
In hindsight,
it was
probably not the wisest decision. It worked out, but it was probably not the wisest thing.
Still playing it well.
There are so many hilarious stories about that particular time period, but we're not going to go into that.
Sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
What we are going to go into is how for the next, I would say like 7 or 8 years, like Vegan Protein started, we were an online supplement store, we were going to veg fests all over the country, we were speaking at different things, we created Plant Built in 2012.
Yeah.
We were both competing in bodybuilding, but fitness together was a huge part of our life and also a huge part of this, like of us interacting with you guys it was not just me. It was both of us for a very long time. In fact, it was actually more 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐿 than me for quite a while.
I think back then you were apprehensive about me bringing that into our relationship in our life. I don't really believe that you were that interested in it at all back then.
I'm not interested in being on a camera. Ironically, social media and being on a camera is not something that I'm super interested in, but I am super interested in helping people and showing people new things. And this is a great avenue to do it, and people seem to kind of like it, so we'll keep doing it. But as our company grew, as business grew, as life happened, as it often does, like we just kind of stopped training together. And I had to go through this YouTube channel. Now that I said it, you guys are gonna look for it. I had to go through this YouTube channel and look at very old videos, and I saw one of the first videos we posted was like a day in the life of Danny and 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿.
You have been replaying that video pretty consistently in conversation, talking about it, waiting for me to react and respond, and I'm doing the typical, yeah, I watched it already, what else is new, and this is what we're doing now, and you're like, yes, but think about this with me more, and so you obviously have more thoughts to share, I would imagine, about that time.
It was just so different. I mean, things were simpler. It was still just the two of us. I think we still had the supplement. We definitely still had the supplement store at that point. But every day, like that was a real day. Every day we trained together. We prepared our meals together, which also meant that we ate them together. And as we became just more invested in seeing Vegan Proteins online coaching succeed, we really had to put our nose to the grindstone, and that meant less time that lined up that we could train together. It meant less meal times together. It meant, you know, when I was competing through like 2018, which was the last year that I competed, which is insane to think about at this point. Competed like every year up until that point, and now it's like 6 or 7 years. And I don't know if I'll ever compete again, but we'll talk about that. But when I was focused on my competitions, I just had to get my stuff done. And then when he was focused on his competitions in a couple of years ago when you were competing,
sure.
like he just had to get his stuff done. There was COVID that happened. The kids came to stay with us twice, and that rocked our world pretty hard. And it just kind of hasn't been like the same for me.
I don't feel that way. I feel like I am jaded. My perspective is jaded because I got what I wanted. I wanted to keep competing, and I got my way, and I was able to do that. So I think I just am stuck on that, thinking, well, I did what I was supposed to do to get the job done. And even though, yeah, I feel like it was at the expense of our relationship to a degree.
You insert red flags all over the screen as he says.
There are no flags. We're good. We're good. There were a lot of things that were out of our control, and there were a lot of things that we didn't ask for, and I feel like we made the best out of some pretty messy situations while we had a lot of responsibilities. And to me, I felt like the alternative was, well, just don't, and just put the things that you want to do on hold, and they'll just be there after the fact. You'll have a little regret and a little anger, but they'll be there. And to me, that was a non-option. It felt like it would have been a complete betrayal of not just like what I wanted, but even more importantly, a betrayal of myself, like betrayal to myself, like who I am as a person. And
I had to prioritize the things that needed to be prioritized, which unfortunately was not my bodybuilding training. It just wasn't. And, you know, that created a little friction between us because, like, of course I wanted to train, but I couldn't train. I had to do other very important things that had to get done. And that was really challenging. But it's actually, I mean, whether you like it or not, statistically speaking, that's pretty common that, you know, men are going to do what they want to do, and women are going to take care of others before they take care of themselves. Statistically.
I felt like you had a little less of a barrier to entry to the things we had to deal with personally, because you have closer relationships with your family, so there was a lot more responsibility. I want to paint an accurate picture too.
Yeah, no, I know.
I don't want to look like a D-bag.
Well. Anyway, so no matter what happens, literally, no matter what happens, 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿 will train. There is nothing in the world that will come between 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿 and his training.
That's true.
And I am just not built like that. Like, I don't even want to say I like to train. I love to train. But there are other things that come up that if I think, I'm like, well, I have to do this. This has to get done right now. And, you know, that's newer to me. I'm used to just not having so much stuff that was ever an issue. But it's great because as a coach, it's given me a lot of empathy for clients, potential clients being like, I just don't have time. And I'm like, dude, I get it. Now I get it. But I didn't get it before. But now I kind of do have time, but I've lost a lot of the lifting has lost a lot of its shine since all of this has changed. I still do it. I've never stopped lifting, but it's not like it was before, where I was going 5 or 6 days a week. I was there for 90 plus minutes sometimes. now it's like I kind of do what I have to do to maintain what I've got, and I've mostly been like coasting on that.
So now we're stuck in this predicament where I feel like I have empathy, concern, and worry for you, and for the fact that you're on the opposite end of the spectrum here, where you haven't trained as militantly as I have, and there is some obvious regret there, even if there isn't resentment and there's acceptance. There is the fact that also our relationship, this was like part of the bedrock of our relationship. It was what we had done together. And on the other side of our relationship, I feel like a part of it is lost, and we're just stuck in like these emotional waters where neither of us really understand what to do now, and we're missing out on these things that, and desperately trying to get them back, and the both of us are like misfiring.
I think that's a little dramatic, but
it's YouTube.
But
come on.
But it is definitely like something that I miss. Like, it was really fun to just go be training with your husband and your best friend, and like not necessarily doing the same things, but just like being there together, and then, you know, being interested in creating like meal prep together that we could do together. And for a lot of people who are not like living in the bodybuilding space, this is going to sound insane. Like, all of this is going to sound insane.
So?
I remember when we first moved into this house, we moved into it with my mom. She doesn't live here anymore. But when she saw that we didn't like eat meals together, she was like, "Are you guys okay?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Because it's so weird how people don't understand how other people live, and then they get more than a bird's eye view and understanding. They live with you and they're like, "Oh my gosh."
But, you know, there's a lot of good stuff that does come from having meals together.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, scientifically, it's very, very good for relationships to have at least one meal together a day. And we just didn't, because it's like, well, I have my goals and you have your goals, so we eat different meals and we eat them at different times because we train at different times. And that's very foreign to a lot of people, but that's how it's been. But years ago, we would deliberately try to line all that up so that we could just spend more time together. And I think it's gotten confusing because people are like, wait, you spend all of your time together because you live together, you work together.
And you can't eat a meal together?
But that's not the same quality time that we used to have together. So it's not the same. Even if we spend more hours in each other's vicinity, it's not the same kind of time together. You know what I mean?
I do. I feel like we're both scrambling in two different hamster wheels, and we're both creating excuses on why one can't meet the other halfway and do things together a little more when it comes to sitting down and having like a basic 15-minute meal and conversation, or having a simple trip where who cares if we spend an extra 20 minutes of our time, we got to train together. Like, that's so cool. We don't have to like literally be doing the same exercise and routine, but like to actually be in the same place at the same time doing what we love. And both of those things have been lost for so many years now.
Oh yeah, and again,
trained and exercised.
Watching that video from 2014 or whatever year it was really like, oh my God, our lives have changed so much that it's like almost unrecognizable. And the flip side of this is VeganProteins we've never worked with this many people all at once. We have 5 coaches now that are all outstanding, and the community is just on fire. The results the clients are getting off the charts. But like me personally, it's been harder. I feel like I think about like nurses who smoke, and I'm like, oh my God, am I becoming that? Like, I don't want to become that.
Please no.
Not that I'm gonna smoke, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the point of this video was that we are gonna try to like make a formal effort to kind of bring that back. I think it's not just gonna be good for me, which it will be selfishly, but I think it's gonna be good for us. And I also think it's gonna be good for bringing you guys new and interesting content, because it's really hard to come up with content ideas when you are not like really immersed in that culture the way that I used to be. And I don't mean bodybuilding specifically, I just mean lifting, because I still don't know if I'm gonna go back to competing in bodybuilding. That's a big question mark for me.
Yeah, I want to hear more about that eventually, but in your own time when you're ready to speak on that and talk about it, and you probably still have a lot to think about. But more importantly, I agree with you. I mean, content, who cares about content? To me, it's more...
They do.
Yes, but what are you creating content about? Are you just creating something to put out there?
Creating content about veganism and fitness and changing your physique as a vegan and making sure that you're able to hit your nutrition goals as a vegan. And the thing is like lifting is largely the same. Whether you're vegan or not vegan, lifting is the same. So we choose to focus more on nutrition on this channel, but I still think there's just like a little sparkle of that I think could come back. Does that make sense?
When we make this shift behind the scenes, you see what it could really be like. It's good for us because we get to immerse ourselves more in what we coach you into and encourage you to do in your relationship, in your own time, in your environment, your own household, and you get to see what it looks like here. I'm nervous because now we're accountable, but all the more reason to do it. I'm super curious to see like what this will look like when we actually put it out there as opposed to just live a lifestyle like this again.
That's what we're committed to doing going forward. So I'm gonna be making sure that I am ready to go to the gym at the time that we said, even when I'm stupid busy, which is basically 24/7. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it and bring it back. And I don't actually have a specific goal outside. People are like, what are you training for? Like, I don't know, just to continue to get stronger, which is the same thing that it's been for years. Like, get stronger, build muscle, get stronger, build muscle, maybe improve some skills in the gym. But I'm just hoping it'll bring something cool back. So if there's anything that you guys would like to see on the channel in terms of like 2 vegan athletes that live together, and like, just let us know. We're happy to make anything like that. We're thinking about doing some of like couples meal prep videos because you can be eating the same thing but have very different macronutrient goals and make it work still.
See, I object. I have one condition here. Whatever you make that doesn't involve me, I still need to be able to enjoy all that too. Just
you always do.
There. Okay,
you
fine.
always do. Anyway, this is a bit of a different video. I hope that you guys did like it. If there's anything you do want to see from us, please let me know in the comments down below. Or you could also shoot us a message on Instagram. I'm VeganProteins. He's Muscles by Brussels. We definitely answer all of our messages there. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, all the things I'm supposed to tell you to do at the end of a YouTube video, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Bye.